how's it going, y'all? Steve McCone here, co-owner of McCone Performance Training, Asheville native, Pisgah rider, Pisgah racer. Just want to throw out some tips and tricks for you guys who may have gone on a little too hard early on this season. Maybe you've sprained a wrist, maybe you've hurt a collarbone, or just biffed it and you have an extremity on one side or the other that is injured on some level, and it might be like a low-grade strain or sprain all the way up to a break. So I'm just going to give you guys a little rundown of some things you can do during that time to continue to get progress. So back when you're on your bike, you're ready to go and ride strong. So from my own life experience, I have broken collarbones in not so optimal times. I was a wrestler for several years. During that time, broke a collarbone one season, broke a collarbone the other season. To keep my conditioning, my coach had me run, Coach Carter, thank you. You had me run for 3 hours straight in the stadium that we trained in. So if you're thinking like, oh no, like I'm gonna get terribly out of shape because I sprained a wrist, my elbow, my shoulder, clavicle, get out and run. The main thing is you're not experiencing too much discomfort. So if you have had a full-on break in the collarbone, you want to wait until you have enough healing time so that it's not jarring on you. Sometimes that jarring impact of jogging can irritate it and make you feel worse later on. So a little bit of things to avoid if you're going to take on going walking, running, or even going on some mild hiking while you're overcoming an injury. You want to avoid any kind of like technical trail. Not that your legs can't handle it, but you don't want to fall and re-injure yourself or injure both sides. You know, it's bad luck to have one janky wrist at the moment. You don't want to injure both, or you don't want to take something that's just a mild injury and exacerbate that and make it, you know, something that's going to knock you out for the whole season. So avoid anything that's too technical. You know, some casual road running, things are less impact. As you start to feel better, maybe going on doing some hills and things like that. But initially start off like super basic, something you can avoid being injured more. And then you can come down and start adding in some core exercises. So just a couple options for core exercises for individuals who don't have the use of a wrist or some kind of upper extremity right now. I'm a huge fan of Warrior Threes. It's a good balance and stability exercise. It's also hitting posterior chain, getting some butt stuff, getting some low back, core. So one of the things we use here a lot is going from just a nice standing up and tall position here, engage your core, engage your glutes, slight bend in the knee, and then you're just gonna go into that Warrior Three little bird dipper position here. Depends on what's going on with your arms. You might be able to take them up overhead, you might be able to take them out to the side, or you might just have to have them here by your sides the whole time. So coming here, a little pause, come back up to a balance, tilt it forward, back up to a balance. Another nice little hinge you can do is similar to a good morning. It's just working on that hinge, working on your hips, low back, hinging forward, come back up, squeeze. If you're feeling it and your body's allowing to use your arms overhead, depending on the injury, you can also just work on that hinging motion and squeeze. This might be a range of motion thing that you're working on here. Might be a little bit of an engagement thing. Just trying to keep the core active. Then coming down to the ground. So some things you can do with some oblique work. I don't know if you guys have done some windmills before. One of the variations of a windmill you can do, you can have an arm up or hand behind your head and just reaching down towards the floor either with your hand or your elbow, and then come back up. Reaching down and then come back up. Trying to keep those obliques engaged. If this feels like too much of a progression and you feel like you can't hold that, you're gonna fall, do not add this into your mix. And then twisting. Again, this is going to be up to the individual. If you feel like twisting is going to cause more discomfort than you're already at, or it starts to increase the discomfort level that you're at right now, back off. So twisting things, you know, options, Russian twist here, going side to side with it. If it's something where you feel like you're strong enough and your injury's not going to be any kind of injury issues with it, you can hold some kind of weighted thing here. You know, it could be a light kettlebell, could be a heavy can of beans, whatever you got available. And then from there, I'm a big fan of hollow body holds. So low back is flat, and lift the arms just hang here or by your side. Either way, coming up in that tuck position. Straight legs, the lower you get, the more challenging it is. So my low back is flat, core is engaged, glutes are squeezed, nice tuck in my chin, and hold here. Other variations, knees bent, head down, and just slightly take your knees away from your body. And then for here, still looking for that same low back, nice and flat, and hold here, keep your core pulled in tight. And then another variation from here is throwing in some dead bugs. So keeping your core tight, pressing your low back into the ground, extending out your arm and leg. I messed those up, there we go. Good. I like to do these in opposites. As you can tell, it's a little tricky on the brain at first. So, knocking out some dead bugs. And then just going into some bridging. Arms down by your side. Lift it up, squeeze, hold, really focusing on that posterior chain, low back, butt. And just giving some bridge holds. From here, we're gonna get some more oblique stuff. You can roll onto a side, either with bent legs or straight legs. You get side leg raises. And make sure you do everything on both sides if you're doing an isolation movement on one side. Hyperextensions, it's another thing you can throw in. Again, be careful in the transitions if you have an injury. But from here, anything from a cobra where you're just lifting up, squeezing low back and butt, back down. You lift the legs with it. You take your arms up, squeeze, squeeze, come back down. And again, these all just depend on what your injury status is. So there's some core stuff to throw in, and then coming into balance and stability. So, you know, standing on one leg, having a knee up, doing some things where you maybe follow your eyes and looking over to one side, looking over to the other, and just really using that. And then if you want to challenge your balance even more, close your eyes. Oh, that one gets tricky. So check in on your balance. There's some fun skills you can do. Just stand on one leg, find your balance, looking left and right, scoping it out. Maybe even watch a mountain bike video, you know, see if you can hold your balance while watching a World Cup downhill video. So, and then once you found your balance, close your eyes, and then see if you can stay. And then come back down. As far as the strength training component of it, you might not want to be doing any weight bearing stuff on your upper body just because it might put stress and strain on your injured limb or injured extremity. So things like body weight squats are really great. If you need something that gets more advanced, you know, single leg action. So body weight squats, just coming down, trying to have your feet and knees slightly angled out, hips are coming back, checking on your range of motion here. Whatever's the most comfortable position for you in your injury. And if you want to take it to more advanced, just coming up, standing, single leg. If you want to add some balance and stability to it, step it up to a balance. And let's not forget our side-to-side stuff. Take a step to the side, come back together, step to the side, come back together. And for these, if you want to make them more difficult, stay on one side. And this would be a Cossack squat. You're just going to come down, back up, down, ooh, back up. All right, so just to give you a little recap, You don't need to lose your conditioning because of an upper body extremity injury. You don't need to lose lower body strength. You just need to reassess our parameters. Don't do anything that's going to be risky, cause you to fall, sustain some kind of other injury, or make your current injury worse. And go out, run, walk, keep your conditioning up, and don't let any kind of injury that you've had to an upper body extremity be an excuse for being the last in the pack, or being that rider that's still sucking wind midway through the summer after you've already healed up. So yeah, take some of these things, and if you have any questions, just shoot us an email at maconeperformancetraining.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'd love to hear from you, and let us help you.